Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. My name is N606. At first I wanted to record myself playing this game, but unfortunately I remembered I am an art channel and I can't do video game channel since my tablet is old and have zero space. And yes, I am planning to get a gaming PC where I do use it for gaming, but also for art and videos as well. So I am saving the money until the day comes. Please, this is a big disclaimer. I did buy the game as soon as it came out. That is the 18th, but I haven't played it yet as I've been hearing a lot of things about the game. The graphics, the frames, the bugs, almost everything. And as I was making this video, there is more news and more sad news where people are getting refund from Nintendo and they say the game's trash and Game Freak lost their touch, lost their ambition. First of all, please understand that no matter how big the company is, harassment, bullying, trash talking will never help anyone in any shape or form. Not to mention, Game Freak already talked about the reasons and the factors of why the Pokemon game is like this at the moment. Aside from their semi-what small team, they said the communication is important in order for their team to make the Pokemon more playable, more affordable, and everything else. We hope that Game Freak at least improve from their management department and so on. As for the script, I want you to know I was writing it for 3 days. That include playing the game while I'm trying to write down everything that is happening while I'm playing. That include the cutscenes, the characters' speech bubbles, and so forth. As I was planning to make the video sound like a comic book, unfortunately, the image I was trying to make, or the images I was trying to draw, it turns out they took much longer than I wanted to, which is a big a fluff in my side. So I decided to just make one big painting and just use it for the video. Again, I'm very sorry about that. As for the winner, I will show it right on the screen. And until that day, I was still waiting for you guys to comment saying Moomy. Unfortunately, only one person that came forward and got their prize. But don't worry, in the next milestone, we will have 2 winners. And congratulations to the winner. And let's get into the story. But before all of that, I want to say I got the 2 games, Scarlet and Violet. And I started with Violet first because Violet was screaming for me, saying it's play me first. Even though I wanted to save the money for Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3, even though I cried a little bit from the inside, I know I will get them later on. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. The first thing I have done before I even play the game, I was trading all my Rattatas in Let's Go Pikachu, hoping I get the Alolan Rattata, the shiny one. Unfortunately, I did not get it, and it was already late at night, and I know I will not have the time and energy to do the new game, so I left it to the next day. And before I even tried, there was a gift, but it's only for Nintendo members only. and it wasn't even worth it. Not even my free 7 days trial was even working, so I was like, whatever. Anyway, the next day came. I got myself ready. It was the 20th, and I already have my Switch at 99% of the battery. It was at dusk time, and I cannot stop smiling. I named my character, and no joke, I spent almost 15 minutes trying to pick the eyes, the hair, the face, almost everything. AKA my avatar, my game character. And I wish I had that hair in the real life, but unfortunately, I still have to make my hair longer for it. As soon as I clicked confirm, the cutscene was playing and I was screaming from happiness on how everything is beautiful. And thankfully the frames did not drop, which is a good thing. So it turns out that I am in Yvonne Academy. It is UVA. My first day, I tried to take the screenshot of the logo, which is the one you see in the image. I mean in the drawing. My bad. But I missed it. For some reason, at first I thought it was strawberry or like a blueberry. But I don't know if it's like some kind of berry or it's a grape. But I just brushed off and went on. Side note, I was trying to see the cutscene while I'm writing because I don't want to forget what's going on. And I'm gonna show you the notebook that I was writing on because it was hard to write on because it was bulky, woody, and I apologize. What I'm trying to say is I'm gonna show it on the screen right now. And as it's continue, I was like, okay, the head of the academy, the guy, I just realized the purple fits him more than the orange red one, which is that's his other color in the scarlet. I saw his little Pokemon and I was screaming, oh my god, it's a baby, I want it. Fast forward until the cutscene show me the other characters, aka the teachers, and I'm sorry, but the teachers' hairstyles makes me think of the woke community from Twitter. And I'm very sorry, but Twitter ruined these hairstyles for me, which I hated. I hope the game change my mind about these hairstyles. Moving on the opening, I've noticed some things here and there, and it kind of got my worries, and I somewhat spoiled myself seeing all the rest of the Pokemon from an app. So my only criticism so far is that Pokemon Home did not give us a chance to move our Pokemon to Scarlet and Violet yet. But in the website they said they will try at the spring of 2023. And moving on, the cutscene changed to the perspective of the legendary, aka the Pokemon we are gonna ride in the game, and I was so up and down about it because the way it flies, I was fangirling about it. Cannot stop smiling because the camera move and the cinematic make me want to fly as well, which makes me I cannot wait until I get to the point where I can actually fly. After that, I finally managed to play where the game put me on a desk, which is ironic because I'm on the desk as well. Anyway, I started following the tutorials, moving around, and the first thing that came to my mind, OMG how slow I am, and I hate it. Of course, it shows me how to click the buttons and how to move, and the X button, when I open the menu, it reminds me like the old Pokemon menu style, and I love it, the old school, just beautiful. Continue forward. The square Pokemon, Squavit, I hope I say his name correctly. Squavit was calling me from downstairs, so I followed him. I kept looking around, clicking on stuff to see what the text gonna say about it. And moving around in the living room, there is Squavit's bed, and it says it have drool stain on it. And I cannot help it, I did giggle a little bit because it's funny. Anyway, moving to the kitchen, it was open kitchen, which is cute. The mother was there, and I love how they designed her. She looked innocent and sweet, which is beautiful, which is way better than other moms in the other games. Anyway, she seems way like those innocent mothers who little too worried about their kids, you know. And as soon as I was moving around, the bubble above Squavit says Muncha, and I was laughing because it was so cute. Sorry, I spent too much talking about this section. Moving on, after this clicking and whatnot, the head of the academy showed up, and it turns out his name is Claville. That is Clavell. Show up at my house, and I was talking to my mom, who is the mother of the game, and that made her do the Pikachu surprise face, which is funny. And I'm sorry to say this, but it gave me the vibe that he was trying to flirt with this mother, and I'm like, dude, no. I don't know if it's just me, but Squavit sounded very triggered when they both sit across from each other while I go upstairs get my stuff. I have the image right here. I'm gonna show it on the screen. I mean, it will be funny if someone just Squavit to get so triggered about Clavell being mad. Squavit being mad and triggered about Clavell being there flirting with the mother. Anyway, moving forward, I got my bag, I got my hat, ready to go to outside. And as soon as I went outside, I finally met the three starters: the dog, the cat, that little dino. And yes, the little dino have no thoughts behind these eyes. Anyway, I could not pick one at the moment. The first thing I have done is, the head of the Clavell told me he will be in the across, like in the other house, which is across of my house, which made us neighbors. Moving forward, before I head to his house, I started to move around and noticed some Pokeballs here and there. I found some Pokeball, a potion, and some coins. That's all it. But I'm glad that I did look it up. Then moving forward, and I love how they following around. It's like better than anything else. Moving around, the cutscene started to play, and of course it did exactly like in Sword and Shield, where the the starters do their thing. Then the NSP, sorry, I don't know what I write over there. So this new person, her name is Nimona, and I love her. They made her a strong and very friendly person. And she asked me if she wants us to be friends. I of course said yes, I want to be friends with her. So Clavell asked me what to pick, and I immediately picked the grass cat, aka Sprigatito. Sorry, some of these names, it's hard for me to say it. So Sprigatito, I took him in, and I named him Milo. I don't know why, but Milo is the first thing I came in my mind. So of course the game made me do the battle tutorial, so I did the tutorial with Nimona. Nimona got the she got the duck. And side note, I got the dog in Scarlet and I named him Donald. Don't ask why, I just did. Moving forward, after the tutorial on how to fight, she was gonna show me how to go and catch Pokemon until the mother showed up. The mother gave me a sandwich, which is funny. Anyway, moving forward, there was these pig Pokemon, and I was like, no, please, I don't want these pigs. And I am sorry for any pig lovers out there, but I hate pigs. I'm sorry, I just don't. Anyway, it turns out that this pig had two versions, which made me face palm because that means I have to catch male and female and then evolve them, which makes me even annoyed. Anyway, before we move forward or get to the lighthouse, which is around few feet away from the first road, the first road, but I forgot what it's called. I did not write it down, my bad. Anyway, the first road, I catch a bug, hoopy, the flying thingy, flatishing, and the cute one, Palmy, Goose, and some more, but of course I will have to evolve them regardless. I wanted to leave it until Pokemon Home let me transfer all of the Pokemon to Scarlet and Violet. But of course, I can't wait until spring. I managed to learn how to make my Pokemon get out of the balls and let them get the items for me, but I have noticed that sometimes it's a little buggy, which is annoying sometimes, sadly. Moving forward, I got some Pokemon. I tried to evolve the pig one, but I gave up and moved on. I'm moving forward. As soon as we made midway, Imuna catch up and she wanted to see how many Pokemon I got until we heard a roar or a cry from the cliff. We go to the cliff and of course the legendary was there, and there is these two Pokemon dogs, Hondors. I believe that's their name, Hondors. They was parking on that legendary and he straight up browsed on them, which made me of course fall from the cliff, and my Rotom phone catch me and save me. Well, long story short, the hunters ran away and the legendary was too weak to get up on his own. I moved close to him, I gave him a sandwich. At first I was like joking, I said let me give him a sandwich, and it turns out it's the correct choice, and I'm like, wait, what? Anyway, he ate it and got better. Not long, he transformed and I was having sparks all over my face. And I was like, oh my god, yes, I'm gonna ride him and we're gonna fly. But he wanted me to follow him through the cave, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna go there. So we go to the cave, I found more Pokemons, I catch the Pokemons, but I cannot catch any Hondos because they no, you cannot catch us. And unfortunately it was so scripted in the game. You cannot catch the Hondos until later on. So every time we move forward, the Hondos showed up barking at the legendary tell them to bug off. Of course, we move forward until the lady Houndoom, the dog with horns, show up, beat up Milu, and now he calls all his Hondos to attack us. Thankfully, the legendary saved me. Just grab me and get out of the cave. We make our way to the lighthouse. We meet up with a new person. Turns out this new person loves the legendary. The legendary name, it turns out the legendary's name is Miraidon. And the guy's name, this person, is Arvin. I don't know if I'm spelling the name correctly, if I pronounce it correctly, so I'm sorry for that. Of course, he wanted to battle me, in order to take Miraidon away from me. But of course I won because all he had is a Squazzled, you know, the square Pokemon. Anyway, he said, you know what, take this Pokeball. And it turns out it is the legendary Pokeball, Miraden's Pokeball. All I can think about is, yes, I can now finally do it. Not flashback. Foreshadowing, no, I cannot, not yet at least. Anyhow, me and Nimona go upstairs, up in the... Sorry about that. Before me and Nimona go up into the lighthouse, Nimona kept asking him again, and he kept ignoring her and just moved away. And she was like, WTF, man? Which was funny. Anyway, we got into the lighthouse and we look from there and we see our academy. And to be honest, I love the view. Looks so beautiful. Moving forward, I somehow managed to evolve Scatterbug to Speoba. I don't know how to pronounce this, but I will show you the image on the screen. I was really gonna stop here. I had to get going, so I let my Switch rest and tried to move all my script into the Google form and try to refine the script. Around an hour or two, I opened the game and I love the main menu. I love how they made it painted and whatnot, which is beautiful. I was wondering, and it was a big mistake because I was running low on Pokeballs. So the good thing is that the game lets you fly back to the last point you went in. So I went to the break stop. Not break stop. It's like a small city or like a small town, and it have this Poke Center, which is nice. Anyway, Nimona was telling me about this Poke Center. It have the Poke Vet, the red one, and the Poke Shop, the blue one, and the new shop that is green. I thought it's gonna be like connected to the internet or whatnot. Turns out that you can craft TMs from it, which is a good thing. Because when you battle Pokemons in this game, especially the wild one, they give you these bags and it have some crafting stuff in it, which is a good thing because I do want to craft some MTs in there. So moving forward, we go around. I wanted to evolve these two pigs so much, but then I remembered that because of the offer, I have 2 codes for... I thought I'm gonna use it like in one game and that's it, but it turns out that each of the game, like Scarlet have 2 codes and Violet have 2 codes. So that means I had to save my Violet file and open Scarlet in order to use the code before its time runs out, because the codes have not limited time expired date. I'm sorry, I forgot how to speak today. So yeah, I got Donald and moved forward. I tried so hard to speed through Scarlet until that point and did the codes and go back to Violet again. I looked around the town, and the first thing I have noticed, they selling ice cream, they selling a lot of food items, which I'm like, oh, how cute. I thought it just like you could just click and there's just text, but it turns out you can actually buy them, like buy actual ice cream, buy donuts, buy sandwiches, and I'm like mind blowing. Which I noticed food is a very big like some kind of mechanic in the game. But the most important thing I have noticed, the ice cream has something called meal power, which sounds very confusing. So I left it there until I see it later or look up on YouTube. I am disappointed that you cannot get into the NPC's houses anymore. In the older games, like Let's Go Pikachu, Sword and Shield, other Pokemon games, you can actually get inside other people's houses and interact with them, and they can give you items, which is disappointing. I kept moving forward. I got to the gate. I met with Nimona again. Of course, we battled. She tried to scare me with she have now 2 Pokemons. Ooh. But of course, that was a big. Which of course I ate my own tongue, because she showed me something called Tirastasel, or I don't know how to spell. Oh, not spell. I don't know how to pronunciate this word exactly. It is TERASTALLIZE, and it's kind of like a mega form and Gigantamax in one, and it's where your Pokemon get a funny hat. And I'm sorry to say this, but it is the most confusing mechanic I ever had to go through. Moving along, after I beat her, of course, with ease, I made my way into the city. I was making my way all the way to the gate of the academy. Before I met up with Nimona again, there is these 2 guys trying to harass a girl with an Eevee backpack, which was cute. But of course, I was harassing her. They called us some Team Stars, which is very corny, and I hate it. It's so cringe. Moving forward, Nimona showed up and told me they are a troublemaker, and she gave me that word again, ball, and she said it's so I can use it on my Pokemon, but I don't know how to use it, so I end up not using it. Anyway, I beat up these 2 fools, and they ran away like babies they are. We move inside. Clawville show up again. I'm sorry, I start to hate this guy so much. Anyway, we made up. We told him about Team Stars because they are obviously annoying, and we told him about how they were trying to harass the girl with Eevee backpack, and he said her name is Penny, which turns out she's gonna be with us in the class. And Nimona said my class is with her. That is 1A, which gave me a flashback to college, and I hate it so much. She said she's gonna show me around, but the game skipped us to the class. My class have our teacher, and this teacher is Mr. Jacku. It is JACQ. I don't know how else am I gonna pronounce it, because this is new. I don't know if it's Jacku or Jack with a Q. I'm just gonna call him Jacku. He is my biology teacher and homerooms teacher. And I'm sorry to my American / European / Italian / any other nationality that is not Saudi, because I never heard about something called homeroom teacher, and I hope you can explain to me in the comment below what is a home teacher and how the system of it works, because it's completely different from Saudi Arabia. Moving forward, I have to admit, this the whole thing look like a PG GTA version of Pokemon. Not gonna lie. Moving forward, the map of the academy showed me which one to pick. Do I go to Arvin or go to Nimona? The first thing I have picked is Arvin, because I want to see what he have. I met him in the cafeteria, and to be honest, I felt bad for him. He said he wanted to make like his dream was to make sandwiches, and I'm like, oh, cute. Of course, I can't be mad at someone who wants to make sandwiches because, come on. Anyway, so this mission called Path of the Legendaries of Legendary. I don't know how to read. I'm very sorry. The path called Path of Legends, and I need to collect some stuff from a place called Area 0. And of course, he gave me the map where it is and whatnot. As he left, I was about to leave as well before someone called my phone, and he said they hacked my phone. And I'm like, wait, what? Moving forward, it turns out their name, they called themselves, they said they called themselves Cassiopeia. I don't know how or what it is. Anyway, they wanted me to help them to beat Team Stars, and I cannot help but to roll my eyes like, bro, what? Anyway, they explained to me the history about Team Stars, the backstories, and personally I find it funny how they are like quote unquote the villains of this game, because it feels like they're trying to be Team Rocket after Team Rocket no, not graduated, more like a step back / retired. Anyway, he kept telling me about this, and this one called Operation Starfall, which is funny. And again, before I leave, Calvin showed up out of nowhere, and seriously, it made me jump scare for a moment, because I was like, why you're behind me? Anyway, he was telling me that I have to make sure that my whatever personal conversation, I should keep my volume down because it is personal and whatnot. And I'm sorry, but I felt like he is on my tail. Like, no joke, he's literally on my tail. Then I go to Nimona, and she was talking to a woman with very long black hair. People call her La Pirmira. It's LA space PRIMERA. Nimona was telling me how I should get into the champion rank like her, and she gave me the location of the gym leaders and their mission. Her mission called Victory Road, kinda like the same Victory Road from Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and in the very first game, not gonna lie, such a throwback. Anyway, I was gonna leave yet again until someone was like said I have to go to the district office, and I was like, come on, let me just go. But of course I tried to speed through it, and it turns out it is Clavel again, and I'm like, I swear to Allah, I'm gonna stab this person as soon as possible because he's being sus. Anyway, he said that his friend of his wanted to meet up with me, but I was like, where? And of course it was in the TV. It turns out it is one of the professors that is of the game. The version I have in Violet, it was the guy. His name is Professor Toro, Great Crater of Baldia, aka Area 0. And yes, he's noticed my student ID and I hate it, but yes, he is Arvin's father in Violet. Fun fact, in Scarlet there is the female professor, and I feel like she's gonna be Arvin's mother, which makes me feel like Toro and the female professor are actually married. Actually, if this turns out not being a canon thing, I'm okay with it, as long as it's just a headcanon, so please don't come after me if this headcanon isn't like your thing, because I understand. Anyway, fun fact, at this sorry about that. At this point of the whole conversation with Dr. Toro and all that, this stupid bulky notebook is finished, like filled all the way up, and I had to throw it away and get a new one. Sorry, I did not throw it away yet because I had to keep it aside and start a new one. So I did and kept writing and writing and writing. Anyway, I'm gonna show to you the thing, the notebook on the screen yet again to show you what I mean. Moving forward, continue the story of Professor Toro. He asked me if I would like to look after the Pokemon on his behalf, and of course I agreed because I want to fly. Like, dude, come on, just let me use the Pokemon already. Of course, Claviel is being suspicious of me and Professor Toro, and I'm like, dude, can you like back off? Like, kindly back off. Soon, Nimona showed up and she wanted to show me my own room in this whole thing, and I wish it was my real room in real life. As soon as I wanted to leave, the game said no, you have to go to sleep, and I was like, let me move on, let me just go outside. But of course I give in and just went to sleep. The next day of the game skipped to the next game. Nimona just stormed into my room and said, come on, let's go. You have to go to the schoolyard. And I'm like, oh, because it drags so long. It drags way too long. Anyway, we go to the schoolyard, and of course it was Clavel again, and he was talking about something called a treasure hunt, which made me roll my eye again because I want to use the legendary so badly. But of course I was being patient. I was like writing everything, and I was like trying to stay focused and all that. Of course, after all this, everyone just ran to the wild, and I was like, finally. Of course, Nimona called me over. We both was walking and talking, which is a good thing because the game low-key just speed the process while we talk. She was telling me about how the treasure hunt is a very important it's also a very important part of the academy year to make our own adventure, what the region have to offer. Then Arvin showed up, and he was so mad because I was walking with Nimona, but it turns out it was about the mission. He wanted me to do his mission first, but Nimona found it funny because she gave me her mission as well. And of course, they both start to argue, which was funny, until the mysterious man called me on the phone, and somehow the two of them heard it out, and he gave me extra things about the team star leaders and whatnot. Put it on my phone again and called it, and the mission now it's called Starfall Street, which make me roll my eyes like, bruh. Anyway, Miradon finally pop up, and he was like, yeah, come on, ride me. And of course, the first thing I have done is get on his back, and I was like screaming from the inside, and I was like, oh my god, finally. I was ready to go. But of course, I do not have all his other forms, like the swimming, the flying and whatnot, which is I had to find it out later on. Anyway, the first thing I have done is start all the way from my house and start roaming around, trying to evolve all the Pokemons I have. And it turns out there is like something called auto battle, and of course I was letting my Pokemon's auto battles and whatnot. It turns out that some Pokemon do not evolve from the auto battle, which means I have to use a rare candy or XP candy, which is a very stupid thing ever. When you click R on your Switch, it makes the Pokemon go on their way to auto battle, which is a good idea. But of course, when you evolve your Pokemons, it's not gonna work. You have to either catch the Pokemon or use the candy or get into the normal battle. Anyway, I managed to evolve my spider Pokemon into Speedios. I don't know how to spell this one. Anyway, I found one of the doors of the other legendaries, which I spot myself seeing it, which I decided to just leave it until I recharge my Switch. To be honest, I really enjoyed my time with the game, and thankfully the frames and the graphics didn't like fall on its face just yet. The only criticism I have is the bug of jumping. So basically, when you have your legendary, regardless if it's Scarlet or Violet, the legendary cannot jump on the mountains when it's like face to face with the mountain. You have to jump backwards, kind of like Super Mario backward jumping, which was the biggest annoyance ever. And I hope Game Freak actually fix it. So far I still have a lot to document right now. Unfortunately, I had to stop the game while I am making the script because this video is like the longest I have made so far, which I never thought I would be able to do it. So I thought of leaving the other half until like finish this one. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry that I talked more than I should be. And until next time, Masalama, bye bye. Please be safe out there, and please do not be cringe and try to harass people over nothing, because aside from being cringe, it's the most annoying thing you could ever do. Well, that's all for today, and I hope I see you again next time.